Whoa!
Welcome to TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes. Tonight, Johnny Carson visits with hilarious bloopers from The Tonight Show with George C. Scott, June Allison, and Stephanie Zimbalist. And you'll see why puppets win our Golden Blooper Award. In our Practical Jokes, find out how country superstar Willie Nelson is tricked by his fellow superstar Chris Christopherson. And Days of Our Live star Gloria Loring has to break some bad news to a complete stranger. Plus, Fred Rogan's World of Sports Stuff. And Tom Sharp examines New York traffic. You'll see classic commercials starring the Jim Anderson family and the Jim Henson Muppets. The best of our homemade comedies. Len Seller's Silly Cinemas. And starring Dick Clark and Ed McMahon.
We have a very, very special show for you tonight, and we're going to start out with a very special blooper.
It's one of my favorites.
Well, as bloopers go, it's almost like a little moment of perfection, you know, like a symphony by Mozart, a painting by Michelangelo.
Oh, even better than that, a joke by Johnny Carson.
You are going to compare a joke by Johnny Carson with the works of Michelangelo?
Why not? Michelangelo hasn't paid my bills for 23 years.
Good thinking, but you know, Johnny will be out here in just a few moments with some terrific bloopers of his own. But getting back to that moment of perfection, we definitely have a contender for the perfect blooper.
It is a moment to remember.
It's from the game show Name That Tune. Now, Jim Lang is the host, and contestants have to come on. They get very excited when they play the game.
Well, because the object is to name the song as fast as they can to win.
Listen carefully and name that tune.
Please help me, I'm falling!
You are right! Oh. You don't have to take it so literally. I didn't know you meant it. All right, here's one, two, another $200.
Now, the lady's name is Annie, and she was so good-natured about that fall. Now, listen to what she says a few minutes later after they come back from a commercial.
Well, we haven't got 500,000 on the wheel. 500 was what it was, but you're doing just fine. $800 already. Michael, you don't have any points, but you can catch up right here in Tune Topics. Can I call you Annie?
You sure can. In fact, now at work, everyone's going to know me as Annie on her fanny.
Well, are you all right? Everything is
I'm fine.
All right.
I ask, is that not a gem?
Like I said, a moment to remember. Now, here are some moments our sponsors would like them to remember.
Very smooth. Now, don't go away. Johnny Carson's coming. Yeah, it's that time once
Yes,
again,
it
Ed.
is. It's time for the Golden Blooper Award. Dick, tell us who tonight's worthy recipient is.
Well, tonight, Ed, we have a very special Golden Blooper Award. It's a first. You remember those bloopers we had a few weeks back with that funny mess of characters from the children's educational puppet show called Featherby's Fables?
Oh, they were hilarious. I love the way that puppet, that feisty old Mr. Featherby, used to ad-lib whenever he made a mistake. He reminds me a lot of you.
Yeah, sort of glib and witty, that's all right.
No, feisty and old.
Moving right along. Now, as I said earlier, tonight's award winner is a first for us. It's the first time, I'm sure I'm right in this, we've never done this before, we have ever awarded the Golden Blooper Award to a member of a puppet troupe.
That is true. Now, here to accept the award on behalf of the entire Featherby's cast is the star of that show, Mr. Featherby. Welcome, Mr. Featherby.
Mr. Featherby.
Yes, hello. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Mr. Featherby,
Yes.
before we show why you and your colleagues have been chosen as tonight's honorees, could you tell us a little bit about Featherby's Fables?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, on our show, we cover lots of scientific topics. Yeah, we deal with, health and the human body. Yeah. For instance, exercise is very good for the human body.
Of course.
And that is something that some of us could do a little more of. And we talk about aging. which is something that some of us never seem to do.
That's right.
I love this man. Love him.
Anything else you'd like to say before we show your winning bloopers?
Well, yeah, you know, in science, mistakes are, well, they're kind of like landing an airplane. Yeah, we don't really ever consider it a mistake if you can walk away from it. So if you don't mind, I'll just
Oh,
go
no,
ahead
no,
and-
no,
wait, whoa.
You're not getting off that easy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Award-winning bloopers from Featherby's Fables.
Oh, boy. Oh, heavens, what a time to have a problem with the TV. Oh, turned her off again. Hold it. Well, it's not easy with these fuzzy fingers. Little Prince Ralph had just arrived at the edge of the kingdom, where he had been told to wait for directions from a stranger, a very important person, Funigana. Then, in the still of the night, his mother came to him and touched him in a meaningful way. Well, what's confusing you, William?
Well, it's all this
Titi-nana-gaga? Well, that confuses me, too. Well, what's confusing you, William?
Well, it's all this tilting axis stuff. I don't get it. Neither does Mr. Featherby.
Now watch Simon the Tiger ad-lib with host Bill Hopper.
Under her nest. She hatched chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, bluebirds, and ostriches.
Ostriches?
And when Grandma needed new clothes or a piano or a bicycle, little hatchy hen would hatch them up for her.
Didn't that hurt the little hen?
Let's step over to the big plant and animal board, Emma.
Oh, what about the wheel of knowledge?
Come along, Emma. We're not getting any younger, are we?
Now, keep your eye on Emma's hair.
Looking either. Oh, well, to tell the truth, Tommy, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's high time I learned out... Learned out? Why do I want to say that? Learned more about. Sorry. I'm old, you know.
Oh, that was a good one.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. May we please have the girl with the Golden Bloopers Award.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kimberly MacArthur.
Whoa.
Hi, Kimberly. Welcome. Welcome.
Mr. Featherby, on behalf of everyone here, I'd like to present you with the coveted Golden Bloopers Award.
All right.
I'll hold it for you.
Nice done.
Speech.
Well, this is just about the most meaningful moment in my life. And if it wouldn't be too much pressure on the young lady, might I just have a small little kiss right here on the cheek?
I think so.
Just a
He's
little
taking lessons from you.
Oh, yeah. And how about one more?
No,
for the guy?
wait.
Huh?
We really missed a bet.
What?
No, Kimberly, you're gorgeous, but we really should have had a puppet Golden Blooper girl.
Oh, there was a very good reason why we had to have a real girl.
Huh?
These two guys insisted on it. Here are the men who make the puppets work, Don Kirk and Jim Stuff.
Oh, come on up, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Featherby.
Oh, yeah, you're certainly welcome. This is great, isn't it?
Want to have some fun? Walk into an antique shop and say, what's new?
Now, speaking of bloopers, Ed, have you found the blooper on our set yet? Now, you may have, and if so, you'll be eligible to win some big prizes, like a brand new convertible, a trip to Hollywood.
And perhaps the most unusual prize of all, lunch for two at the NBC commissary with Dick and me.
Why do you say unusual?
Well, it's going to be your treat.
No, this is for real. We are really going to have lunch. Now, this contest is the one we introduced last week, and you still have time to enter. You might want to get yourself a pencil and paper handy.
Now, the first thing you have to do is find the blooper that's part of our set.
It's right back there. It's an honest mistake we discovered, noticed it a couple of days ago, and before we corrected it for good, we decided to make a contest out of it and to give you a chance to win some terrific prizes.
Now, when you find the blooper on our set, write it on a postcard or the back of a standard-size envelope.
Along with your name, your address, and your telephone number, and send it to Dick and Ed Blooper Contest, Post Office Box 3000, Hollywood, California, 90078. Now, here's some more details.
Your entry must be received by Thursday, February 21st, 1985. All entries will go into a random drawing to be held the following day. The first correct answer drawn will be declared the winner, subject to meeting eligibility requirements, and will be announced on our February 25th show. The winner of the Bloopers Contest will receive a 1985 Dodge 600 convertible like this one, and a one-week trip for two to Hollywood, plus hotel accommodations and $1,000 spending money. And the highlight of the week is lunch at the famous NBC commissary with Dick and Ed.
Now remember, all entries must be received by Thursday, February 21st, 1985. Watch for additional rules at the end of the show.
And we wish you all the best of luck. In the meantime, let's have a brand new look at Silly Cinemas from Len Sella.
How to know if you're ugly.
You're ugly if you have to lift your nose to eat.
A cook's punishment in hell. How to strike out.
Throw the ball up, wait till it hits the ground, and then swing. You miss it every time.
Low-budget cartoon.
Dick, I know you're very much involved in the country music field. This next joke involves two giants from that arena.
Ed, these fellas transcend labels of country and so forth. They're both musical superstars, as plain and simple. Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson.
Not only great performers, but brilliant songwriters as well. Their songs have sold millions for themselves and fellow performers.
And Willie and Chris have been friends for years and years. As a matter of fact, they're even closer now. They're starring in a movie together.
So when we set up the practical joke on Willie, naturally, Chris wanted to be in on it as an accomplice.
After all, what are friends for, right?
Now, one thing about country music, it's popular all over the world.
Now, that's really why Willie wasn't the least bit suspicious when he was asked to perform for the royal family of a little-known Asian country.
He was surprised, however, at the way the people from this country were dressed.
Oh, Willie. I tell you, man couldn't believe his eyes. Couldn't believe it. The victim, Willie Nelson. Now, he thinks he's going to meet and entertain the royal family of Silesia, who are visiting America, and, of course, Silesia doesn't exist.
Accomplice number one, Chris Christopherson, Willie's co-star in the movie Songwriter. Chris is in on the joke and can't wait to see Willie's face when we put him through the paces.
Accomplice number two is Paul English, Willie's drummer. He suggested that Willie invite Chris to this meeting.
Accomplice number three, B. Spears, Willie's bass player. He's told Willie he's been to Silesia. Now, we told Willie that the royal family of Silesia was staying in a suite in the same hotel Willie was staying in.
Now, there's the group of actors portraying our phony royal family. And as Willie, Chris, and the others enter, keep in mind that Willie's been told nobody in this royal entourage speaks English.
Yes. Mr. Nelson? They don't speak English. This is Mr. Not Yet, and he will translate for you.
Kunshu is a greeting, like...
There's his buddy, Chris.
It's like aloha in...
Let me introduce them. Mr. Nelson, this is King Bahrain.
Now remember, these are just ordinary Hollywood actors. They all speak English. They are not royalty.
And Princess Lee Soo.
What country are you from?
Silesia. Silesia.
That's in the Philippines?
Silesia is about 400 miles south of the Philippines.
I think the actor thought that was just a good place to locate it.
Now, one thing about Silesians, they always come bearing gifts.
First, we have a gift for you, and Princess Penla.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Would like to present the ceremonial hat. It's particularly good in our country with luck, bringing luck. Oh, but you must wear it at least one time for good luck.
Now, you can see what a terrific diplomat Willie is, Ed, here. He never takes off that bandana.
Never. Princess Pam Lee is wearing it now.
She's jealous.
All right.
That's you.
Watch when we cut back to Chris. He is ready to bust with laughter. He's enjoying this so much.
Yeah.
Right now, they're going to ask Willie to sing one of his songs, and as a little inside joke for Chris, Willie's going to sing a song that Chris wrote, Help Me Make It Through the Night. But Willie's going to find out fast that the joke is on him because our phony translator, Rob Narita, is going to sing a gibberish translation while Willie is singing. Watch.
would you please play a song, one of your famous songs for the family?
Okay.
This is so exciting.
Take the ribbons from your hair.
La osina.
Shake them loose and let them fall.
La sunya osina.
Is the key okay? I was kind of playing a little joke on you there. You said do one of your songs and I did one of his. I hope
the song you see, Chris Christopherson.
Chris doesn't mind taking bows, but he wants to see Willie squirm some more.
I think you ought to finish that song you're singing.
Take the ribbons from your hair.
La suni osuni ho.
Shake them loose and let them fall.
Now, Willie's used to ladies swooning when he sings, but we've set it up so that our ladies, the actresses here, are falling in love with the translator, and that's going to frustrate Willie a little bit here.
Come and lay down by my side.
Willie's saying I blew that part, but they're not paying attention to me anyhow.
Till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time.
These folks are falling in love right before
Help me make it through the night. You cross all boundaries.
Chris?
You can do your songs with anyone and they come out.
I think you lost your audience.
No, they went away, didn't they? I guess the show is over.
Please continue. We would like to hear the song, the entire song.
That was
That was it.
That is the entire song?
You know why they were so intent on him? Because what they told me earlier is that famous American singers are sometimes, their records are played in the background when someone like him would sing. So they would make you a backup singer for him over there.
Willie Nelson, a backup singer?
I have sang for many years and have many famous, like you, famous singers for rock background singers. Backup singers.
Yeah.
Backup singers.
Back off singers.
Hey, Willie,
Yes, sir.
you're on TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes.
Thank goodness. Willie was beginning to think he lost his touch.
Dick, we salute all our actors. David Lopatin, our State Department man, our translator, Rob Narita, and the king and queen of Sunisia, Gerald Jan and Pat Lee, and our lovely princesses, Pamela Kwong and Lisa Fong.
Still to come, Johnny Carson's Tonight Show bloopers.
Man knocks on the door. He says, "Who's there?" He says, "I'm the Boston Strangler." He turns to his wife. He says, "It's for you, dear." Same man comes back a year later, knocks on the door. He says, "Who's there?" He says, "I'm the Boston Strangler." He says, "I already gave."
Tom Sharp's been exploring the Hollywood scene for us these past few weeks, but he's also interested in other parts of our great country. And here's Tom with a very special report.
Hi, this is Tom Sharp with a special chapter in the Book of Hollywood. It's special because today's chapter is about New York. See what just happened here? Out here in Hollywood, well, drivers give pedestrians the right of way. We're a little more civilized out here. We'll probably have, a fruit salad or something later together. It isn't quite the same at the other end of the continent. We asked some typical New Yorkers for their opinions on New York traffic.
It stinks! It stinks! It stinks. I would say it's wonderful. We have the best traffic, more than probably any place in the world.
You cannot stay there! Out of the bus lane, out. No, you gotta keep straight up. Oh, mama. It's a little dangerous in its form. You know, you have to be quick and agile. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Some of these drivers are pretty reckless when they get tickets over a period of time and that, and they take it out on us.
Well, you can always count on New Yorkers for a fast opinion. Hey, time is precious in Manhattan, you know? And so when a New Yorker is cited for a traffic violation, he's not going to waste his time or the policeman's time coming up with a lot of silly excuses.
May I have your license and registration, please?
Not guilty.
I'm not guilty. And then he said to me, no, you are guilty.
No, I'm not guilty. Why should I be guilty? I didn't do anything wrong. Why should I be guilty?
I don't even know why he stopped me. He's already looking for more people.
He was caught out in the box. That's what they call gridlock. Block in the box.
I didn't see any sign, number one, from New Jersey.
You're blocking northbound traffic, southbound traffic. Can I have your license and registration, please?
I just got waylaid 2 blocks down the road. They told me to go straight, so I made the right to make the right.
I tried.
Think about this guy. I think he's detaining me. Like I should just split.
If the light is a yellow or red, give me the ticket or give me 2 tickets. I deserve it. But the light is a green. What am I going to do?
Yo, officer. Yo.
You see how much it is? See how much it is on one person, right?
Let me tell you
see how much they violate the signs?
They violate the sign? You're pulling me over. You're going to give me a violation. You better give him one right there.
I am.
Yeah?
Where is it?
That's what makes New York. The excitement, the traffic, the people. I love it.
Well, that does it for my special New York edition of the Book of Hollywood. You know, I'd like to invite everybody across this great land of ours to come on out here to Hollywood and enjoy our civilized, well-bred approach to traffic. Just what I thought, New York plates.
Dick, it's time to show some of those great homemade comedies. And of course, we're always looking for more.
Right, Ed. Now, we're not going to tell you what the subject of your homemade comedy should be.
Well, I might suggest doing takeoffs on movies and TV shows, commercials, you know, that sort of thing.
Well, anyway, you can really let yourself go.
Although I suggest that you keep them under 3 minutes. Otherwise, we can't use them. And don't forget to shoot them on videotape.
Right. Now, we'll give you the address where you can send your tapes later on, so have a paper and a pencil handy.
And I suggest you use a number 2 lead pencil and those yellow 5 or 7 note paper. You know the kind of...
You have any more real good suggestions?
Nah, they're on their own.
Jack Nicholson for Crunchy Cereal.
Thanks a lot. I gotta tell you about a brand new cereal. It's called Crunchy Cereal. It's the best damn cereal I've ever had. You know that? It's really unique, too. They give you a nice little toy inside that you can play with and put together. And the cereal will last you forever. It's really great, so try it, okay?
John Hausman for Lurton Cooking Oil.
Good evenings, John Hausman for Lurton Cooking Oil. Lurton has less fat. I wish I were less fat.
President of the United States for Blizine Eye Drops.
Well, I usually don't endorse products, but this is one product that I will endorse. It's called Blizine Eye Drops, and, well, it really works. As you can see, my left eye is, well, a little red and sore from reading all night, and I'm going to apply Blizine Eye Drops. I'm applying them now, and, well, as you can see, Blizine really works.
Send your homemade comedies to Dick and Ed, Post Office Box 4300, Hollywood, California 90078.
When you watch a sports event, you never know what the end result will be. But when you watch Fred Rogan's World of Sports Stuff, the end is always the same: good, solid laughter. Here's the latest example.
We start tonight in Adventureland, so fasten your seatbelt for this delight from the Cavs-Atlanta game. It's wild, it's woolly, it's a draw, jump ball. Winner of this week's Mr. Nice Guy Award, the Knicks' Pat Cummings. He couldn't stand the thought of Atlanta's Dominique Wilkins missing, so he tipped the shot in for him. The All-State Award goes to Alton Lister for mishandling this ball into 2 points. You're in good hands with Alton. To a cooler arena where things are heating up, the fight started before the clock in this one between New Jersey and Minnesota. New Jersey's Don Lever, number 9, got in the best punch. He nailed referee Ryan Bozak. The Sneak Attack Award goes to Philadelphia's Darrell Stanley, who ambushed the Caps' Bobby Carpenter. Carpenter responded with the Noogie Attack. And here's a man who nearly had his head knocked off. He should have remembered the old saying, get a foot in the door. Our Confused Canine Award goes to Gus the Greyhound for getting turned around and running head-on into the rabbit. Now let's putter onto the links. The Out of the Frying Pan into the Fire Award goes to Billy Casper for going from the trap to the lake. Here's a man that always keeps the sunny side up, Mr. Egg. Mr. Egg loves nothing more than a good scramble.
I was jacked. I was just so excited. I was just intense, you know?
After your eggs, you may be full, but there's always room for Jell-O, so dive in and enjoy. Now to mop it all up, the traditional post-awards victory dance. Grab your partners.
Don't go away. Johnny Carson's next. Practical Jokes.
You know, Ed, all through the show, there's been sort of a special excitement backstage.
That's right, and there's only one man that can stir up that kind of excitement around here.
Yeah, and there's only one man who can give that man the proper introduction. Mr. McMahon, will you do the honors?
I shall. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Welcome to our show, Johnny. Thank you, Dick. You know, when you and Ed invited me back again, even though, of course, you know, Monday is my bowling night.
Oh, yes, I do know that.
I could not say no.
I understand you brought some bloopers with you.
You better hope so. We're going to have a very dull 2 minutes here. Yeah. No, these are from the Tonight Show? Right. Before we do those, I'd like to say something about the both of you.
Oh.
You know, I watch the show pretty regularly.
Really? Hey, that's great.
You guys have got a pretty cushy job.
Wait a minute. Well, what's he talking about? Cushy? What do you mean cushy?
I mean cushy.
Well, how come what?
You don't have to do a thing. You stand around and wait for the rest of us to screw up. You got a show. No, I admit we do depend on mistakes. You got it. But you use everybody's mistakes. Actors, newsmen, even animals. Now, you know I go out to the monologue.
Right.
You work hard to get a couple of laughs.
Right.
You show one clip of a baboon mooning Marlon Perkins.
Well, if it's any consolation, we got a big reaction from some old clips from Who Do You Trust?
I want to talk to you about that, too. Why do you show all those old clips, you know? I'm going through puberty all the time. Now, I'll tell you what. I brought some recent clips of myself from The Tonight Show. Now, these are the last couple of years, and I think they're kind of fun.
Okay. Johnny, as I recall, this first blooper occurred during one of the comedy pieces you do at the desk every night, isn't it?
Yeah, now, as Ed will tell you, a lot of times a joke looks great on the paper. And as soon as you say it out loud, you know you're in big trouble. Now, we were doing a piece one night called Carson's Believe It or Stuff It.
Right.
And this is the night we should have stuffed it. In 1945, just before his death in the Fuhrer's bunker in Berlin, Adolf Hitler had a vision of Johnny Mathis recording The Windmills of Your Mind. Holy...
Okay, now, anyone who watches The Tonight Show knows that Johnny does a great impression of the president, President Reagan, in full makeup. You've seen him.
Great impression, I might add, but I've always been curious. Have you ever gotten any reaction from the president?
Well, oh, actually, Freddie DeCordova, our executive producer, knows the president for many years. And he saw him a couple of weeks ago, and apparently the president saw one of the sketches, and he actually liked it.
You sound like that surprises you.
I didn't know the president stayed up that late, but...
Now, in this particular piece, it's a press conference, and there's a couple of slips of the tongue.
You might say that.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan to have a summit meeting with Soviet leader Andropov?
Well, I may shave myself with a banjo for saying this. But well...
I plan to make it a federal crime to listen to a nude fat man slide down a Naugahyde fire pole.
Now, did you bring along the caveman sketch?
I did. You know why?
Why?
Why should I just humiliate myself? Now, in this next piece, there is enough humiliation for the both of us.
Right.
I wonder if he's around. Hello? Hello? Is anybody in there? It's good to see you. May I ask your name? Blah! Blah is your name? How'd you get a name like that?
When I was born, wait a minute, I'll go back on.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Yes.
May I ask your name? Blah! Blah? How did you get a name like that?
When I was born, my parents took one look at me and said, blah!
Now, according to Dr. Leakey, you were the first man to walk on 2 feet. Why did you decide after millions of years to get up off all fours instead of that and stand on 2 feet?
What the hell did you say?
This next clip is from an interview with Stephanie Zimbalist of Remington Steel.
Yeah, you know what often happens. You've done this often enough. You're having an interview. Things are not going well. And she was a little hesitant, so sometimes you try to answer for them. You say anything that comes to your mind. This is what came to mind, and it shouldn't have come to mind.
Yeah, I keep a book. I don't know what I'll do with it. My best friend and I are collecting all these different expressions.
And some of them are a little more...
Yeah, well, they're colorful. They're all from different parts of the country.
But there's none of them that you can say outside of... What's the closest one you could say without getting us off the air immediately?
Oh, dear. Oh, I can't think of any, of course. My brain goes blank.
I suppose go your hat would be out. I don't know what... I'm sorry. I don't know what possessed me.
Johnny, you mentioned Freddie DeCordova before. He is the executive producer of The Tonight Show?
Yes, a suave, debonair man who never makes a false move.
Wrong. Freddie, during the show, usually sits right out of, camera range, and just so I can see him, have eye contact. During the commercial, he comes over, talks to me during the show. The idea is Freddie is supposed to wait until the commercial, and the camera is off. Here's Mr. Smoothie. I don't worry about either one of those young men doing very well in afterlife. This is our producer, Fred DeCordova, who's walking back here, who thinks the camera is still off. But we'll be back in just a moment with some more of our show.
There he was.
Now, occasionally, we try to do sketches that feature some really big stars. Now, this particular night, a few years ago, we were doing a Western sketch, typical Western sketch, with George C. Scott and June Allison.
That was the night that George C. played an unexpected prank on you during the sketch.
Something General Patton would never have done.
I got 36 slugs in me.
Well, there's a lot of that going around here. Let me take a look at it. Oh, it's pretty bad. Brandy, quick.
No, Doc, you've got to operate.
I can't operate. I'm rusty.
Rusty, you've been oiled for 15 years, Doc.
Cough now.
Oh, he is an outlaw.
Doc.
Black Bart.
Let me cough again, Doc.
Johnny, thanks very much for stopping by on
Thank you.
TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes.
Guys, I enjoyed it, and I tell you something, I really do appreciate you showing my bloopers here.
Oh.
You know, most of my bloopers seem to wind up in court. But such is life, and look, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you,
much.
pal. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Carson.
Next, Days of Our Life star Gloria Loring gets caught in a real-life soap opera.
Look at some
Classic examples of the advertiser's art.
Ed, this next commercial was created by the award-winning animation company Kurtz and Friends.
Now, the product being advertised went out of business, but the commercials were great.
Being a cat by trade, you would do anything to get your paws on some salmon. You'd go to Alaska. You'd resort to crime. But no matter what you do, you never get any. But now you can get some. Kitty salmon with sauce. Salmon so toothsome and nutritious that other people will do anything to get it. So get your paws on some Kitty salmon with sauce today.
Now, here's a rare treat. These next commercials were produced by Jim Henson of Muppet fame while he was still in college. Now, they were done years and years ago, but you'll notice that the voices and the faces of the characters are definite forerunners to Kermit the Frog and Friends.
This machine will make you want a cup of Wilkins coffee.
Not me. I'll take mine with cream and sugar.
I love these Wilkins coffee commercials, don't you?
I'm tired of them. Just kidding, Mr. Wilkins.
It's time for a little nostalgia now in a commercial that stars three favorites from the golden age of television, Lauren Chapin and Billy Gray. They played members of one of television's favorite families. And do you have any idea who the announcer is in this commercial?
Derwood Kirby.
How'd you know that?
I just remember that.
Oh.
Automatic, automatic.
What's the matter? You sick?
No, I'm playing like the TV commercial of the thick, sticky suds and an automatic washing machine.
I think you flipped.
Have you seen the demonstration Kathy was imitating? It's important to any woman with an automatic. You see, the makers of automatics prescribe all detergent with controlled suds for best results. So for brighter, cleaner, sweeter washes,
Use all in your automatic, all in your automatic, all in your automatic, all in.
You know, I've mentioned before that we have several dogs, and like all dog owners, we've trained them to do little tricks and so forth. Now, here's a very clever cartoon commercial that shows a dog whose tricks are self-taught and whose rewards are self-given. Oh, by the way, the dog's voice belongs to comedian Louis Nye.
Training time again. Oh, puppy. Roll over. Very good. Here's a meat flavor snack for you. Oh, watch the finger. Play dead. Good boy. Cheese flavor snack. Now sing. Come on. Oh, come on, sing. Beautiful. It's about C sharp. Because you're such an affectionate, wonderful bow wow, here's an entire box of new milk-bone flavor snacks. Oh, easy, easy. Tasty appetizer and flavor snacks make a dog adore you. Oh, flavor snackos.
Here's a foreign commercial that sells the product with that special British brand of offbeat humor.
So, you think you are a yogurt?
Yes, Doctor.
To me, you look like a packet of chewy fruit sweets.
But I feel so yogurty.
Yogurty schmogurty, face the truth. You are a fruit sweet with a touch of yogurt. So you're a little mixed up. With your ingredients, who wouldn't be?
So I'm not a nut after all.
No. You're crazy, but you're not a nut.
Yogu, the fruit sweet that thinks it's a yogurt.
I think you'd agree with us. Celebrity always has to be on guard for surprises.
Oh, it's a good idea. After all, you never know when you'll run into the press corps or maybe a group of your fans.
Or our practical joke crew.
Right.
The victim, Gloria Loring, star of Days of Our Lives. Now, she's been told that a fan magazine has run a contest offering some lucky fan the chance to appear with her on Days of Our Lives.
Accomplice number one, Al Rabin, executive producer of Days of Our Lives. He's told Gloria that it's down to 3 finalists, and she has to pick the winner.
Accomplice number 2, David Martin, Gloria's manager. Now, he set Gloria up because he knows she loves a good practical joke. This contest asks fans to write in 50 words or less why they would like to appear on Days of Our Lives. It's a completely phony contest, but Gloria thinks it really ran in a fan magazine. Right now, Gloria's saying hello to her producer, Al Rabin.
How are you? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
The other people in this scene are her manager, David Martin, and actors Gene Ross and Douglas Warhit. who are playing the fan magazine editor and a network executive, respectively.
Now,
Gloria's reading a scene that she's going to play with each of the 3 finalists, and she thinks that the one she picks as the best actor will win the part on the show.
lines are, very small, just to kind of get an idea as to what these guys can do. Take a second to read it.
That's cute, okay.
Okay, let's go. Gentlemen, I'd like you to meet Gloria Loring.
Hello. Hi.
This is Shama Sherwood from Naples, New York.
Nice to see you.
And this is David Lopatin from Fairfax, Iowa. And Tommy Smith from Athens, Georgia.
From Athens, Georgia.
Yeah.
My goodness. I've been to Athens, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Born and raised. Now, why don't we all sit down, and we'll start with Tommy. Gloria, if you wouldn't mind, why don't you sit over here, and
Okay.
The other 2 gentlemen, if you'll excuse us.
Excuse me also, I'm going to make a phone call.
Okay.
Have a good reading.
Okay. Why don't you 2 guys go up?
In a moment, Gloria will read the scene with Tommy, who is really actor Sam Hennings. Remember, these guys are all supposed to be fans who entered the contest, but they're actually all in on the joke.
Well, to your career.
Thank you.
Doing the album together will give us a chance to become quite close.
Oh?
Well, you know how it is working on a record. You really get to know each other in the most intimate way.
Well, maybe so, but I'm really serious about my singing.
I'm serious, too.
Now, the same scene with contestant number 2, Ed, who appears to be just a little nervous, and look how he's crumbled his script.
You really get to know each other in the most intimate ways.
Well, maybe so, but I'm really serious about my singing.
I'm serious, too.
Well, now, here's your favorite technique, Ed, the Don Juan approach.
You really get to know each other in the most intimate ways.
Well, maybe so, but I'm really serious about my singing.
I'm serious, too.
Oh, down, boy, down.
That's cute. Man is not shy. Man is not shy. Thank you, David. Okay. There's no doubt. It's the first guy. If you really want to try to have somebody who looks like they might be able to say their name on camera.
All right, let me tell Seymour, and we'll bring him in. You'll tell him.
Okay, good. I also
Okay.
liked his letter. His letter was good.
Gloria's just picked contestant number 1. She thinks her job is over, but it's really just beginning.
Really interesting.
Gloria's got something to tell you.
I think you're going to be it.
Oh, thank you.
You did a very nice job.
It's so
Have you
nice.
done any acting?
Oh, no, not really. At the peach processing thing, we kind of just play around a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Almighty.
Now, here comes our phony network executive to suddenly throw a monkey wrench into the whole proceedings.
It's very believable for you to be a record producer. Down in the
Excuse
South.
me for 1 minute, I hate to interrupt.
Stay here in Hollywood.
Would you wait outside, please, for a minute? I need to talk to Al and Gloria for a second.
Okay.
Sure.
We'll
Just excuse us. Well, don't go away now.
Some little technical stuff. Don't run off anywhere.
We said Gloria loves practical jokes, but you'll see that she has no idea that she's in the middle of one right now.
Okay, we have a problem.
What's that?
We have to go with a different contestant.
Why?
It just comes down that we just have to. You're going to have to trust me on this. And it has to come from you. You have to tell
Why don't
Tommy
you
that
just-
you can't. We
That's
can't
really not
use
fair,
it.
No, that's no.
I'm sorry, but that's the way
Why?
it's going to have to be.
He's really put Gloria on the spot.
It's going to have to be that way.
Spunky Gloria's going to fight for her choice.
There's a legal problem here.
If there's a legal problem, then it should be presented to him that way.
Right.
It shouldn't be that I suddenly changed my mind.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't you tell him, and you're just gonna have to tell him that he's not the one that can do it. So let me just see what I can do.
What this is?
We asked Gloria Loring to give us her thoughts at this sudden turn of events.
I never suspected that this was a practical joke of any kind. Everyone was very convincing, even my executive producer, Al Rabin. And I couldn't believe that they wanted me to tell this nice man who worked in a processing plant in Georgia that he didn't have the job, that I'd changed my mind.
It's quite a thing.
Please.
Okay.
I think you better begin.
Well, I don't know how to or where to. Okay. They have told me that there was some problem about picking you for this.
About doing what?
About my picking you for this.
What do you mean? The magazine said that There's 3 of us. All
That's
of this
right.
they sent in.
That's right.
And if you could choose a winner, you done chose me.
I want to get David in here. I want to get my manager.
But you're the chooser. You
Just say something, Tommy. Something's going on. I don't know.
I should say so. I don't understand. I was nervous. I couldn't.
Did you?
I have told him that I must unchoose him, and that's all I can tell him. I do not know what is going on.
Well, let me explain it to you then.
Please.
The reason he can't be on the show is because you're going to be on the show. TV bloopers and practical jokes.
What do you mean? I don't understand any of this.
Can I go home now?
What do you think for?
You are impossible. You guys are so worse. You would do this to me.
It's time to say goodnight again.
You care to join me for a little dinner tonight, Dick?
I got to take a rain check. I got some other plans.
Oh, yeah, sure, rain check. I know why you're saying that. The last 3 times we went out, you picked up the dinner tab, right? A $50 tab each time.
No, it's not the $50. I had other plans.
It's not? Oh, let me have the 50. I'll go alone.
In the meantime, remember this.
When you find the blooper on our set, write it on a postcard or on the back of a standard-size envelope, along with your name, address, and phone number, and send it to Dick and Ed, Bloopers Contest, Post Office Box 3000, Hollywood, California 90078. Your entry must be received by Thursday, February 21st, 1985.
From you.
Right.
Good night, Ed.
Good night, Dick. Good night, everybody.
Now stay tuned for the powerful world movie premiere, Two Fathers Justice.
I'm Tom Brokaw, a profile of a homeless man. He lives on the streets with no job, no home, and no hope. A special report tomorrow on NBC Nightly News.